Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft update video for Snapshot 25W33A for the third drop of this year. And with this one, it looks like some community feedback has made its way to the developers. Items on shelves will now be positioned in the middle of the shelf by default. You may recall in our previous snapshot video we did some side-by-side comparisons with the changes to items on the shelves, then being moved down and made smaller so that they sit on the bottom of a shelf. You can see that the devs have taken feedback from the community and acknowledged that the previous positioning allows for much more creativity with building when using shelves. So here in this snapshot we have reverted back to how things used to be. And this change has actually been made as a block state, which means you can switch between the two. We can do this using the creative debug stick. And now when we hold down shift and right click on the shelf, you can see we can switch between the two different positions. So if you really want the items lower down, there's now a means to do that. Okay, so back to the website because we have some information about the future development of the game. With this, all features for our third game drop of 2025 are now in testing, and we'll start working on our next game drop, which we're excited to tell you about soon. I found this to be a tiny bit confusing because we're still in the snapshot cycle, there's no sign of a pre-release or a release candidate, and we're already talking about being teased for the fourth drop of the year soon. So whatever happens, you know that I'll be keeping you in the loop as we learn what's going on. So make sure to be subscribed to the channel and you can catch my future update videos. So one of the things I'm anticipating us seeing is some bug fixes and changes to how the copper golems interact with chests and do their item sorting for us. You see, in this snapshot, there were no bug fixes or changes related to how copper golems sort items. But they have stated that before moving the focus to technical tweaks and bug fixes, in this drop, there is one final feature to announce. We are going to find out all about that very soon, but first, let's blast through all of the changes in this snapshot. And you might have noticed one of those right then, as the tint of the end stone around has just changed. We've actually seen this already on the Bedrock and Preview edition of the game. It's a part of vibrant visuals, and they're preparing for that on Java by adding the end light flashes. These are in fact really common. It feels like they happen about every minute or so, maybe a bit more frequent than that. But unlike Bedrock Edition, there's no bold flash of light coming from any particular place in the sky. There just seems to be this tint that changes the color of the end stone. This change also introduces skylight to the end. I'm not sure if this really changes much, but you'll see up here the sky level is 15. This would have always been 0 in previous editions of the game. So this implementation is clearly different from how it's done on Bedrock. The website does say that all it's going to do is flood the dimension with purple light. This new feature also adds a new texture and a new sound to the game. Here is what the texture looks like. It's called End Flash. And here is what the end flash sounds like. Okay, next new feature is known as chat drafts. The command block over here is going to kill me, and that can sometimes happen when you're typing a bunch of gibberish into chat. Now when you open up chat again, you're going to see this grayed out text down in the bottom left. If you press enter, it will send the message for you. So let's go ahead and die again. And this time I'm just going to press backspace and the whole message gets deleted. Now if you open up and just continue typing, the text will turn white, ready to be a part of your message. You can also restore this text by moving the cursor arrow across it, or highlighting part of it, or even just clicking on it with your mouse cursor. I think that bunny just killed me, right? You cheeky little devil. Now this feature is optional but on by default, and if we go into chat settings and scroll to the bottom, we will find that save unsent chats is off by default, but this is the state in which it works. When I turn it to on, it stops working. I think it's as if the text is just flipped the wrong way around, so that's something I think we'll see fixed in the next snapshot. This does, however, come with a change to going through a portal. Previously, you couldn't open up your chat, but now you can see we can open it up and we can start typing. And then when we get through to the other side, our message is still there and we can continue typing. So before we get to the big change of this snapshot, I just wanted to mention bug fixes. There are basically none that affect regular gameplay, but in this snapshot, there does seem to be a bit of a focus on spectator mode. Feels like these days it's quite common to see a particular theme emerge in the bug fix, like they've just focused on a feature for a while and found all of the bugs related to it and done some work on that. Okay, enough waffling. Let's go find a village. Now for this one, I don't want to tell you what exactly it is that's going to happen. I want to see it, and I think in order to see this, I might need to spawn a lot of copper golems and a lot of iron golems. Now you might say I've gone a little overboard. The problem now is spotting the interaction. I think I just saw it over here. No, maybe not. Okay, now I feel like I'm playing a game of Where's Wally? In fact, there's going to be evidence of this event taking place, and so far, I think I can tell that it hasn't actually happened yet. I've also been scanning over the data of an iron golem and a copper golem, and this event that can happen doesn't appear to be part of their MPT data, so I don't think I can manipulate this. This experiment over here hasn't succeeded either. So apparently there is a very cute interaction between the copper golem and the iron golem, and we can actually see a picture of it on the website. The iron golem is giving a poppy to the copper golem. This is going to be so tricky to spot when it happens, because look how many copper golems and iron golems around here, and we finally got one. This guy now has a poppy on top of his head that he was given by the iron golem. And I must say, I think the size of it might be a little big. It's kind of a little derpy how it renders, but maybe that's the fun of it. And for scale, let's just go ahead and put a pot on top of there and put a poppy into it. Actually, the rendering scale is probably like pretty similar to this. And it's a really cool little Easter egg. Now, only the iron golem can do this to the copper golem. If I right click it with a poppy, you see it doesn't go onto it. We can, however, remove it with shears and it'll pop off. Another way it can pop off is if the golem oxidizes and turns into a statue. Oh, my heart skipped a beat. I thought we had another one. No, it's the one I put here. So yeah, this could be a very, very rare event. And it would make a copper golem with a poppy on its head very collectible. Now, the slot that the poppy goes into is the copper golem's head equipment slot. This means that you can now spawn your copper golem with other items in that slot, and it appears that skulls and heads actually get equipped where its face is. That is a hilarious little Easter egg right there. And now I'm thinking, come on, Mojang, this would be so cool. So here's one with a torch flower on top and another one with cake. And some items don't render. This is an iron pickaxe, an iron chest, and I also tried a golden apple. I thought I made a spelling mistake, but some items don't seem to render here. Okay, we got one with the copper chain, tinted glass over here, and TNT. And I could probably do this all day. There's lots of different blocks that might render in quirky ways. And as I flew around the corner here, is it me or did the copper golem manage to just break some cactus blocks? I don't know what that's about. Anyway, that is the new little Easter egg. And as we look around here, you can see it's very rare. We still don't have any more poppies as far as I can tell. And this new feature wasn't fully hard-coded. You can actually customize which mobs will accept gifts from iron golems, which ones are candidates from gifts, and also what items you can shear from a copper golem. In and amongst these tags, it seems that mobs that can be pushed onto boats has also been turned into a list as well. So we can see all of them here. Dolphin was one of the ones that was corrected in one of the bug fixes. And on that note, we've reached the end of this week's snapshot. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed it. And if you're looking for something to do after this video, I've actually gone and uploaded all the demos that I've done recently to Spotify. So if you're on Spotify, look up Soulside Eclipse. You can now listen to these songs over there. All right, that's going to be it from me this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon with another. Take care. Goodbye.